Welcome. Here we go. We got another really good one for you today. So sit back, relax, and get ready. We're going to show you the proper way to fish for rockfish. Yesterday we talked about it from the airport there, but today we're going to show you the proper way. We're going to show you how I rig up. We're going to show you the rod I use. We're going to show you the gannion that I use. And a gannion is when you have a couple of hooks in line. We're going to go over all that today, and we're going to show you how all that works. First of all, happy holidays to everybody. I hope you're having a great holiday. Those of you that are listening to us on the podcast, thank you for joining us. Podcast is growing very quickly. Plus, all social media is growing very quickly. So thank you all very, very much. I appreciate every view and everybody's comments. Gang, we got a couple of contests going on. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We'll talk about that a little later in the show. But I just want you to kick back, relax, and listen and watch. And I'll show you what I do and how I do it. And the thing about it is I've been very, very successful over the last 48 years fishing for a living in Southern California and Mexico and all over the place. So what I'm showing you is proven ways that I've gone day in and day out fishing with people that have never touched a fishing pole or fishing with experts that are way better at fishing than I ever will be. All I'm doing is showing you the proper way that I like to do it. Thank you very much, Dave. Merry Christmas to you also. So, gang, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make sure that my reel, and this is a Tesoro, I'm going to make sure to show you that my reel is filled all the way to the top with braided line because it matters, gang. We're fishing rockfish, and yeah, they're going to open up the depths later on in the year, but we're fishing for rockfish in somewhere between 200 and 400 feet of water normally most of the time, and you don't want to use a great big giant reel. These small Tesoro style reels, the Star Drag, you don't need 2 speeds. You don't need any of that stuff. You want something that's easy to hold in your hands all day, and that is not going to weigh you down, and that is actually going to make it fun to fish for rockfish instead of a bunch of work like we used to do with the 5-pound weight and the giant 9/0 reel with the huge power handle, fishing with 10 or 15 hooks and 5 pounds of weight. We don't have to do that anymore. We're not allowed to do that anymore. So let's make it as fun as we possibly can. That's why this Tesoro series reels and the 5s makes this so much fun and so much more enjoyable. And then your reel, you want it to be filled all the way to the rim with braided line. I don't use monofilament. I already told you that all yesterday. I use straight braided line when I'm fishing for rockfish or whatever type of fish I'm fishing for, because I want to feel every bite. Plus, I want it to get down to the bottom as quick as it can. And then on this Tesoro 5, I'm going to use this bigger power handle. It's just going to make it easier for winding up these fish from the depths. And then I'm going to step back here a little bit. I'm going to show you something. This rod that I'm using is actually 9 feet long. I almost fell on my ass. That would have been a great video. But the rod I'm using is 9 feet long with a softer tip. Why the softer tip? And what do I mean by softer tip? I mean that the rod is going to bend pretty freely for the first 4 guides, and then it's going to start to shut off down here. But this softer tip up here on the end, it's going to make it better for when you're actually setting the hook on these rockfish, because you're using straight braid with no stretch, and then the gannion's tied up with with Opsin fluorocarbon, so it's going to make it much better because that soft tip's going to allow you to set the hook, and you're not going to put a bunch of damage and rip the fish's face off when you go to set the hook. And then the 9-foot rod is just going to make it that much more enjoyable because it's a longer rod, get you out away from the other people on the boat, especially if you're fishing on a sport boat. It's going to get your line out away from the rest of the guys a little bit better. And then what I'm going to rig up with is a couple of these rock cod squirts from Promar. And then on the end of it, I'm going to put somewhere from 3 to 6 ounce live deception flash lure. And I take the hooks off because to be compliant, you cannot have more than 2 hooks. That's the California Department of Fish and Wildlife only allows you to fish with 2 hooks. So if there was a hook on the end of this lure, I wouldn't be compliant. So I take the hook off of this. But why am I using the live deception flash? Because it's going to be an attractant when it gets down there to the bottom. Anything that'll bring those reds or those lingcod closer to my lure, I'm going to use. So I take any type of lure. I've got the live deception flash because of the way it's shaped. It's going to sink straight down to the bottom. This is a 3.5 ounce lure. The way it's shaped, though, it's sinking straight down to the bottom. And that's the key to this rockfish. And then when I go to put everything together, I wrap the line around the handle, as I don't want to put the hooks in my guides. Remember that I'm using ceramic guides, or we're using ceramic guides on these rods. You put your hooks on the guides, you got a good chance of cracking them. That's going to cause your line to fray. You don't want to ever hook your hook to your guides. I don't care who you are or how long you've been doing this. If you're hooking your hooks to your guides, you might as well pick a big giant booger out and eat it, because you're just straight booger eater. Now, the guys that make rods or repair rods, they want you to hook the hooks to them because it's going to destroy the guides. It's going to destroy it, and they're going to be able to sell you more stuff, do more repairs, and that's what they're in the business of doing. So they want you to hook them on there, but you don't want to hook them on there because you're going to cause problems on your rod. You want to wrap the sinker around the handle. See how I wrapped it around the handle? So it's quick, one wrap, and I'm dropping it straight down to the bottom. That's super important. Those of you on the podcast, I know you're not seeing this, but if you close your eyes and listen, I'm describing it perfectly well. Wrap the line around your handle, one wrap. That way, when it's time to let them go, and remember what we talked about yesterday, you want to be right down on the bottom. The minute that the GPS says 0.00 to go to the spot, when you're right on top of the rock, you want to drop this straight down to the bottom. Throw the reel in free spool and let her sink all the way to the bottom. Wind your fish up to the top. Lean your rod on the rail. We'll just pretend like this chair is the rail. I'm going to lean my rod on the rail. I'm going to reach over the side, and I'm going to lift my fish and put them on the boat. I am not going to swing it on like you're bouncing a yellowtail or something. You don't want to swing it on the boat. Remember what we talked about. That fish is full of spines. Plus you got that 3.5 ounce weight hanging off of there. So that weight's going to go crashing into the side of your buddy's boat. Those fish may go frailing in the air and land on your buddy's back or in his calf. What kind of rod is this? Thank you for asking. This is a PCH 9 foot, and it's extra heavy. PCH 9 foot extra heavy. But the neat thing about the extra heavy is it's got that soft tip. So I'm going to get the Tesoro 5, fill it up to the rim with braided line. Then I'm going to get the extra heavy PCH rod 9 foot. That you're set. You're set. You need nothing else to fish rockfish in Southern California. That's it. That's all you need. You're set. You're set forever. I do not do charters anymore. I did them for 48 years. Now I'm strictly just your saltwater guide, teaching you how to fish, where to fish, and what to fish for. So, gang, it's imperative that you make sure you're right on top of those fish before you drop your line down. 0.0 is what you want it to say. The white ones are the pink ones. Either one of these squid squirts are going to work fine. The white ones are the pink ones. They glow in the dark down on the bottom. The white ones are going to look just like squid, and these pink ones are going to look like the red crabs that have been so prevalent in Southern California over the last, since 2015, since that El Nino that we had. So you want to match the hatch, but then when you set the hook on your rockfish, let me just show you something. When you set the hook on your rockfish, you're going to hold the rod just like this, under your left arm, index finger on the spool, thumb on the trigger. When it hits the bottom, you click it in gear. You take a half a crank or full crank off the bottom just so it doesn't snag. When you set the hook, it's a quick little snap. Remember, your tip's going to be facing the water, pointed at the water. So when you swing, you do a little swing like that, just a quick swing and wind at the same time. Little quick jerk and wind, quick jerk and wind. That's how you set the hook. You do not swing for the fences when you're setting the hook on rockfish. Why? Because you're using straight braided. If you were using monofilament, you'd have to swing like crazy and wind like hell. Straight braid, it's a little tiny twitch and a grind. Twitch and a grind. Just a twitch and a grind. That'll set the hook every single time. But you do not want to be swinging for the fences when you're fishing rockfish. There's no reason to do that. Will this work in Oregon and Washington? Absolutely. It'll work anywhere on the planet Earth that you fish for bottom fish. My gosh, anywhere. Anywhere. Yeah, when you come down here in June, there's a couple of different, I don't know how many people you're going, guys asking questions. Just give me a call or text me at 949-374-0786 and we'll get you set up with someone to go fishing with down here. I don't know how many people you have or what you're expecting or what you want to do, but you can always call me. But listen, gang, we got to talk about the contest real quick and then we'll go back to talking about this rockfish thing. So, gang, go to my store, Your Saltwater Guide. Type in Your Saltwater Guide. When it comes up, you'll see the store. Just click in the store. That gets you automatically entered into the contest to win the free trip on bowline sport fishing with Justin Botrell. I am going to go with you as a client, as a passenger on the boat. You're going to be able to take yourself and 3 of your closest friends on the boat, tuna fishing for the day. I'm going to go try to be in the way as much as I can, yell and scream at Justin when we're not catching anything. And if we do catch stuff, it'll totally be my fault. But if we don't, it's totally Justin's fault. But I'll be with you on the boat fishing that day. How do you enter? All you got to do is go to the store. When you enter the store, automatically my SEO guy knows who you are. You don't have to buy anything. No purchase necessary. But if you buy some stuff, unbelievable. You're going to be so happy because we have shirts, hats, sweatshirts, coffee mugs, stickers. We have whatever you need to make it through the holidays. You're going to need, I know everybody in your family is going, hey, what can I get you for Christmas? Go to Dave's website and get me a shirt or a coffee cup or a sweatshirt or a hoodie with the cool sayings on the back. Turn the handle, Randall. Turn the crank, Hank. Don't eat your boogers, booger eater. Stuff like that. All that cool stuff's available for over at our store, Your Saltwater Guide, the store. Check all that out, and I won't let you down. And then we have this holiday gift package still going on today. Call me at 949-374-0786. We'll get you set up with the holiday gift package. It's going to allow you to have access to all the bundles, the hot spots, the game plans, the personal forums, the swordfish bundle, and a 1-year membership. All that comes out to be about $525. You're going to get it all for $200 if you call me, 949-374-07. I saw your text just come through. Yep, and I'll take care of it. Call me and I'll get you set up. I promise I will not let you down. If you're tired of sucking at fishing, all you got to do is join my website. You'll never suck again. I'll never let you down. I promise you, I'll always be there for you. We have 3,700 super happy members. I treat each and every one of you like you're my friend, and I won't let you down, and I won't let you fail if you go out there. And if somebody in your sphere of influence is telling you to figure it out on your own like they had to, well, then remember they're lying because they didn't figure nothing out on their own. Somebody helped them and taught them and put them in the right direction. I don't know. You could go anywhere and sign up for any website, but I don't know anybody that's going to take care of you as good as I am. So check it out. I will be there for you. I won't let you down. All you got to do is call me. I'll walk you through how the website works. You'll be stoked. The fish report section is absolutely unbelievable because we're trying to change the culture on the West Coast. And so over on the fish report section, we're sharing everything. All of our clients are sharing the GPS numbers where they caught the fish at, the process that they went to catch the fish, the bait they're using. We even have everything you need to be successful when you go lobster fishing. I don't know. When I first started lobster fishing for a living in 2006, I didn't have anywhere to go to get the information. I had to go figure that shit out on my own. Oh, Don't forget PCS show, March 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the Orange County Fairgrounds. I will be there every day. We'll have a big booth. We'll be speaking every day on stage. I will make sure to make you laugh. If you've never seen my seminars, it'll blow your mind. I don't know what the proper composition of the reel or the rod or the line or any of that stuff. All I do is talk to you like you're a human being. I don't talk to you like you're a robot, and I never use and because people that are asking you if you know, why in the hell are you going to their seminar anyway? If you already knew, you wouldn't be there. People go, oh, you know how you, no, I don't know. That's why I came to this seminar. I want you to tell me. If they're using the word, and that's because they don't know what the hell they're talking about, and they're trying to scramble for words. You'll never hear me do that. I promise you. All right. So back to the rockfish thing, gang. Super important. When you're fishing for rockfish, and we didn't talk about this yesterday, and you drop your line down to the bottom and you catch a fish, there's a pretty dang good chance that you're off the fish now. You need to pull your lines up, your buddies and everybody, drive back over to those numbers and get back on them to where it says 0.00 to go to the spot. If it says 0.01, you're off the spot. And you need to go back to the spot. And I know what blows my mind is people go, I caught some fish, so we're just going to keep drifting. Well, you're drifting nilly-willy out into the middle of nowhere. You're drifting out into the mud. Most of these spots are super small. It's imperative that when you hit the bottom, you get a bite, look at your GPS and go, okay, it's 0.01 to go. We're off the spot. Wind them up, everybody. Get ready. The next time it's time to drop, make sure everybody's ready. Everybody's ready. You want to drop, you want to be down at the bottom first. Whoever gets there first is going to get the first bite. Whoever gets there first probably going to get the biggest fish. Remember, it's super important to make sure you're ready if you're driving the boat. I like to have the rod and reel set up right next to where I'm driving from, whatever boat I'm on. If I'm on a big giant Viking or a Hatteras or something, I'm going to have my rod right at the bottom of the stairs. So the minute I'm on the spot, I fly down the stairs and I drop my line down. And I usually beat all the passengers because I know how important it is to get your line to the bottom quick, because you're drifting and you're going to drift off the spot. And these rockfish are only on the spot. If you're catching sand dabs, you're not on the spot. The sand dabs don't live on the rocks. They live in the mud and the sand around the spot. So if you're constantly catching sand dabs, it's because you're not on the spot. It's important to make sure you're on the spot. And if you have to wind them up and drive back, many times I've dropped and I've missed the spot. And by the time I get to the bottom, I look at the GPS and it says 0.04. I know I'm way off the spot. I'm not going to get a bite. I got to wind it up, drive the boat back over to the spot and get back on it. It's easy, but it's hard, if that makes any sense, because once you figure out that you're not actually dropping your line down to any fish, then you'll start to understand how imperative it is that you get your stuff down there to where the fish are. So that I'm leaving you with today. I showed you the PCH rod, extra heavy, soft tip, and the Tesoro 5 reel filled to the rim with braided line. That is going to be all you need to fish rockfish in Southern California. You don't need anything else. If you want to use other stuff, you go right ahead, but I'm telling you what works. Thanks for watching us today, gang. We'll have another great show for you tomorrow. Be kind to each other. Turn off the news. They're all lying. And I'll be with you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.